Brooklyn Center, Minn. Police fatally shot a man during a traffic stop on Sunday in suburban Minneapolis, sparking clashes between hundreds of protesters and officers in an area where tensions are already high during the ongoing trial of former police officer Derek Chauvin. The victim's family identified him as 20-year-old Daunte Wright. Hours after the shooting, hundreds of protesters surrounded a local precinct and clashed with police in riot gear, who fired flashbangs and tear gas. The Minnesota National Guard, which is deployed to the Twin Cities for the Chauvin trial, later arrived to assist police. Police said the shooting happened shortly before 2 p.m., when an officer stopped a car on a traffic violation and found the driver had an outstanding warrant. As police tried to arrest him, he got back into the car and an officer fired at him, Brooklyn Center Police Chief Tim Gannon said in a news release. The man drove for several blocks before striking another vehicle. He was pronounced dead at the scene. A female passenger in the vehicle suffered injuries not believed to be life-threatening and was transported to a hospital, police said. Police have not identified the officer who fired or the victim, and haven't said whether he was armed. Aubrey Wright identified the victim as his son, who is black. He said police pulled him over because an air freshener was allegedly blocking his rearview mirror, a claim Aubrey Wright questioned because the car had tinted windows. Brooklyn Center is about 10 miles north of downtown Minneapolis, where a murder trial is underway for Chauvin, the former officer accused of killing George Floyd after kneeling on his neck for more than 9 minutes before he died last year. "This is not a neighborhood where stuff happens like this," said Wright, who added that the family lives about 3 miles from where the shooting took place. Brooklyn Center Mayor Mike Elliott called the shooting tragic, and urged both protesters and police to remain peaceful. "We are asking the protesters to continue to be peaceful and that peaceful protesters are not dealt with force," tweeted Elliott. Wright, 42, said his son had recently asked his mother for $50 for a car wash, and was headed there when he was shot. They had recently bought him the car, his father told the Washington Post. Daunte Wright's mother, Kate Wright, told the Minneapolis Star Tribune that her son had called her after being pulled over and that she heard a commotion and then someone yelling, "Daunte, don't run," before the line disconnected. Moments later, she said, her son's girlfriend, who was in the car, called back and said he'd been shot. Aubrey Wright, who was at a grocery store, said his wife called him around 2 p.m. with the news. She was screaming over the phone. She was saying, "Daunte was shot," he said.